May we all rise in honor of the bride. This is a very special occasion in uniting Bobbie and Ron to 20 years together. Today is the moment of marriage. Sir, and who gives this bride to be?
I'm Bobbie's brother, Richard, and I give her.
Thank you, sir. Ron, may I receive your bride and walk her forward? Perfect. Thank you, and you may be seated. Well, first off, let me start by saying congratulations to the two of you. 20 years together. That's an amazing feat. And throughout those many years, you guys have enjoyed each other's company, each other's laughter, I'm sure tears as well. Through traveling, food, you guys obviously have the recipe for a wonderful relationship. And if there's a few other things that I hope would carry along its way, if not already, with the two of you, throughout your journey together, it would be for you both to always be willing, from the heart, to listen, learn, and to love. And by that I simply mean to always be willing to listen to one another, what it is that they have to offer, and what makes them feel whole, complete, and part of this relationship. Because after all, they just may be the voice of reason. Secondly, is the ability to learn. Always be willing to learn whatever it takes to help the other fulfill every desire, every wish, every dream and goal that they may have. And lastly, but most importantly, is the ability to love one another unconditionally, which means no strings attached. It's an ongoing love. And this is the type of love that I hope the two of you would wish to express to one another each and every day. Keeping in mind, Ron, that Bobbie's happiness will always be far more important than your own. And also, Bobbie, that Ron's happiness would be important as well. But the reason for that is that with that in your minds and in your hearts, I have no doubt that your lives together will continue to be everything that you want it to be. So with that said, sir, I'll ask you first. With your presence here today, alongside Bobbie, do you take her as your wife and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting her always, allowing nothing or no one to ever come between the two of you? Do you take her as your wife, sir?
Yes, I do.
And Bobbie, I'll ask you the same. With your presence here today, alongside Ron, do you take him as your husband and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting him always, allowing nothing or no one to ever come between the two of you? Do you take him as your husband?
I do.
If I could have your bouquet, please. If the two of you would turn and face each other and hold each other's hands. Now, as you look into each other's eyes, you will see the very reason of what brought you here this evening. Proving that at this moment, there is no one more important than who stands before you. So, Ron, as you look into Bobbie's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Ron, take you, Bobbie,
I, Ron, take you, Bobbie,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I will always be there for you,
I will always be there for you
through the good times and bad times,
through the good times and the bad times,
whether we are rich or poor,
whether we are rich or poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
through laughter and tears.
through laughter and tears.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you, sir. Now, Bob, as you look into Ron's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Bobbie, take you, Ron,
I, Bobbie, take you, Ron,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I will always stand beside you
I will always stand beside you
through success and misfortune,
through success and misfortune,
through the joys and sorrows of life,
through the joys and the sorrows of life,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
through laughter and tears.
through laughter and tears.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you. Now, the rings that the two of you will soon be exchanging, they're not only tokens, but symbols of the very love and devotion that the two of you are expressing here today. And my hope is that in each and every day, with the two of you wearing those rings, may they constantly remind you of that promise and pledge that you have just made to one another. And in time, the rings themselves may lose beauty, but I hope that the two of you would not only value, but take honor in wearing those rings for what they truly represent. And through your friends and family, the beauty will shine through you both, and the two of you will always remain a wonderful example for all. So at this time, if I could have Bobbie's ring presented to Ron. And in placing the ring upon her ring finger, if you would please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving husband.
to be your faithful and loving husband,
And I am so honored
and I'm so
good.
honored
to call you my wife.
to call you
My
my
wife.
wife.
Is that perfect? And if I could have Bobbie presented with Ron's. And in placing it upon his ring finger, if you would please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving wife.
to be your faithful and loving wife,
And I am so honored
and I'm so honored
to call you my husband.
to call you my husband.
There you go.
Here we go. That's good.
And at this time, if I could have the two of you step over to the unity candle. Now, the two of you have had separate paths that led you to this very moment. And it's the individually lit tapers that are representing your individual lives. And in lighting the center candle, you will not only be uniting yourselves, but that of your families as well. So I'll ask that you take a hold of your individual taper. You could light the center candle at the same time, which is also symbolizing the creation of a new journey with new memories. And once lit, if I could have the two of you turn and blow out your individual taper. Perfect. And I'll invite you guys back to the front of the podium. Now, Bobbie and Ron, if you love someone, you'll be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You will always stand beside them. You will always love and trust them. And you will stand your ground by defending them, no matter what. There's a poem I'd like to share with the two of you. And it is in part. And it says, I love you, not only for who you are, but for who I am when I am with you. I love you for taking your hand into my heaped up heart and passing over all of those weak or frivolous things you can't help but see there, but drawing out all of the good, the beautiful, and the radiant things that dwell within. Now, I know the future may hold some ups and downs, but if the two of you would always remember to look back to all the moments, all the memories, and all the reasons that brought you here today. Like I mentioned earlier, I have no doubt that your lives together will be everything that you want it to be. So it certainly has been a joy to be part of this celebration with the two of you. And the 3rd of December, a day that will now mark your anniversary. In the presence of friends and family, as witnesses, the two of you have each showed your intentions by the exchanging of your vows and the exchanging of your rings. Therefore, with the authority vested in me, by the state of Nevada, it is my honor and my privilege to now be able to pronounce you as husband and wife. Ron, you may now kiss your wife, sir. like to introduce for the first time Ron and Bobbie, the newlyweds. Congratulations.